Welcome to the video, everybody. I'm back. I'm still here. I haven't been arrested yet. No, I'm joking. I won't be being arrested. There was a rumour I was arrested the other day for God knows something or other. I removed the last video as I woke up and I felt that it was the right thing to do regarding the last part of the video. Yeah, so that was my decision. And the idea of this video, I haven't put a video out for a few days. I've got a lot of footage of an area that I've been recording at, a tidal river. And we've got some drone footage and it's really, really good. But the guy who's got the drone footage, Colby Bear, his channel, go and check him out. Basically, he's just taken a while to get it uploaded and over to me. So I don't want to put the video out. I feel like it would be a higher quality video with the drone footage. Obviously it will be a higher quality video. So I'm going to wait for that. We talk about the tidal river and how people have gone missing there many, many, many times, and how I can see it's very possible for that to happen easily. Even when I was there, I had a little walk down by the water. Well, I couldn't get near the water. It was like mud, sinking sand, extremely horrible terrain. It doesn't look it from a distance, but when you get there and you walk down to the river, honestly, like, you get stuck just like that, and that's it. And you're so far down from the land, the water's so low compared to like the side when it's at low tide, that when you're down there you can't be seen by anybody. So if you are stuck, that's it. No one's gonna rescue you, you know, unless you phone somebody, obviously. But the tide there comes in extremely quickly. It raises from under a meter to 13 meters, sometimes more, within a couple of hours. And the video shows that, and the video also shows some time lapses of the tide dropping, and literally within about 15 minutes it drops about a meter, maybe 2 meters of depth. It's honestly really crazy, so stay tuned for that video. Okay, the purpose of this video is really to talk about the future of the channel, the future of videos on that channel. We have ideas. I have what you guys, the viewer, what you think, your opinion. And yeah, that's it really. We're going to talk about that in a second. So I've no doubt a lot of people have seen latest post of somebody on YouTube. I'm not going to lower myself down to that level to really mention it more than the true supporters have not needed to question it. And the other ones that have questioned it, I've given the factual answers to that. And they are still loyal supporters, most of them. Those of you that have left the channel over this, I know you're watching the video now. How you doing? Welcome back. All you're doing is, people online say stuff, post stuff, right? I do it, other people do it, right? Nobody really knows who's telling the truth. Nobody really knows that other person's motive for doing so, right? Like, people say, for example, oh, I've got my channel and I only do the missing person videos for views and revenue, right? Now, I can deny that all day long, right? But you guys are never going to know the truth to that. People make their own mind up. People make their mind up based on, what they feel, what vibe they get, many, many things, right? It doesn't matter what I say, really. I can say, yeah, I don't do it for that reason at all, right? People might believe me, some may not, some may be 50-50. Some may not care. Some may just enjoy the videos, and either way, they feel it's a positive thing, right? My point is that people on YouTube and all social media, you're never going to know who's telling the truth. So to all you extremely loyal followers following other people, that person, other people, right? And you follow blindly what they say. That's completely your choice, and you have your reasons for doing so. But just remember, you never really know why people are saying stuff, right? And generally, people who have countless trolls online generally have been doing something bad online for a long time, right? And I know that certain other people, other YouTubers, have been on YouTube far longer than me, years, many, many years. So, you know, it would make sense that perhaps people build up a rapport over time, either a good rapport or a bad rapport. You know, that's all I'm going to say. I haven't been on YouTube very long, so, you know, you guys have not got much to go by there. But I think I'm just trying to say that, like, people will always say stuff online. You never know who's telling the truth. You don't know if they're telling the truth. You don't know if I'm telling the truth. You don't know if the mainstream media are telling the truth. I know there's a lot of articles about me, right? But we all know what they're like. There we go. So I appreciate all the supporters who are still supporting and following my channel and following what I do and giving words of encouragement and generally being positive to the channel. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. And there we go. Hopefully this channel can grow and move forward in the way that I'd like it to. However, it depends really on where the content's going to go. So we're still going to do missing person videos, right? Where we go to the scene and we look around and we search for the person, and we're going to incorporate maybe some drone footage, possibly, with doing that to make it more interesting to watch, to make the search more effective, right? However, it's not sustainable to do those kinds of videos all the time, right? You know, if it's unfortunate enough that there's a missing person who is missing for a period of time, a little bit like Mitchell Oakley, right? I happen to be living temporarily very close to there, so I was able to cover it. I was able to go and search a lot, and I also wasn't working really at the time. So again, it was very easy to invest a lot of time in that case and invest a lot of time in Mitchell Oakley and finding him, right? But moving forward with other cases, you know, you can never know when a person's going to go missing. You never know where it's going to be. I've had multiple messages about cases people going missing really far away. And much as I'd love to go and be involved, you know, we're talking like the top end of Scotland, right? I don't physically at the moment have the money for the fuel to get up there. And what am I going to do when I'm there? Yeah, I can give a day. I can give a day searching. I can make a video out of it. But essentially, that's as far as it's going to go, right? I'm not going to be able to afford a hotel to stay there any longer than that. So is it really helpful? Can I offer anything that people up there perhaps can't offer? Maybe I can. Maybe I do feel that I am good at searching and I know what to look for. Perhaps I feel that, and perhaps, yeah, okay. But I think my point is that we can never guarantee, you know, when or where it's going to happen. And I don't like to do a half-assed job. I like to give something my all, 110%. And that's part of my ADHD, is obsessiveness with tasks that I'm interested in, you know. So if I'm looking for somebody, I will literally obsess with trying to find that person, you know, and I'll do videos on it, and I'll go there and I'll search more thoroughly than in my head anybody else has, right? I'll look at things where no one else has, yeah. And I'll be at home racking my brain, looking at the map, thinking, right, you know, where would I go if I went missing from there? Where would I go? I put myself into that person's mindset, or I try to, you know, I try to do that, and that's what I do. So I wouldn't want to do it half-arsed or half-heartedly, you know. So we had an idea the other day, which was on that video that was deleted, of basically, it would be like a missing persons video, right? Missing person film, missing person movie, series, episodes, right? And we don't know yet whether it's going to work or whether it will do anything positive or whether it would be watchable, right? But basically, we'd have somebody, at the moment, it could be Sammy D. Sure, you all know Sammy D from some of my videos. She's done some of the filming on some of the videos lately up in Lancashire. She's temporarily staying up that way, so obviously for her it's easier, and my bail conditions don't allow me to go there. But basically what would happen, right? Now hear me out. What would happen is we would choose an area. So me and Sammy would choose somewhere to go, which is isolated, maybe quite dangerous, maybe quite the place which would be difficult to find a missing person, right? It could be anything. It could be woodland, it could be a quarry, it could be many of the places we've visited already are quite difficult, yeah? So maybe somewhere like that, but somewhere where we've both never been. So there's no advantage to anybody, right? And you'll see where I'm going with that word advantage, right? So Sammy would go missing. Okay, she'd have on her some clues. She'd have on her, let's say, 5 clues. They could be anything. They could be a purse, a phone. I don't know, right? 5 things which we've both seen, and we both know that if I find one of those items, she's been there, and depending on where the item is or what the item is itself, that may give further clue as to which way she's gone or what kind of trouble she's in, right? Want to make it clear she's not going to be in any trouble or danger, right? And basically she'd have a head start, and we would change this around, right? That's what will maybe make it exciting. Some days she may have a 5-minute head start, other days half an hour, right? But let's say 15 minutes, right? She'd have 15 minutes to essentially go missing, yeah? Like hide and seek, right? Except it would be in a vast area. Now, there would be boundaries. So, for example, she may go missing in this woodland area, but on the map, there's a road here, there's a road there, there's a river, and we say, look, these are the boundaries, right? It could be a couple of miles, it could be a bit more than that, right? But that's the boundary. So we know that Sammy is going to be hidden in that area somewhere, right? And she would stay put. She would choose an area. She maybe do her research beforehand on the map, but she would never have been there before. She would look around on the map and think, right, I'm going to go here somewhere and maybe find some mountainous area to hide on, or a cave, or whatever it might be, yeah? And then what it is, it's down to me then to find her, right? Now, I've thought about this a little bit, and I want you guys to have some kind of input and ideas, right? So perhaps we could have a little motive or a little story behind each time. So, for example, the first time we do it, right, the story could be that this person's been very depressed for a long time, and whenever they are depressed, they tend to go to high cliffs, and they clear the head there, right? So we think, right, the first place to check in this area is going to be anywhere high, anywhere like a cliff, mountain, or a hill, somewhere high up where they can think and they can see over the world. And personally, that's a place where I've been in the past in my car, and I've sat there at a car park, I can see everything, and that's helped me clear my head before. So I think, right, okay, we'll search there first, right? So there may be a backstory to the person going missing, something like that. And that's it, would go ahead, right? Now, I'd make a video on that, and also she would make a video on that. And the final video that you guys would watch would basically be me and her at the beginning talking about, look, guys, this is a situation. This is what's gone on. She's got 15 minutes head start. We're here. We'll show you guys the map. We'll show you like a brief, could maybe even do like a drone flyover of the area and say, look, this is the type of area we're going to today. The massive lake here, woodlands over here. I don't know. Anyway, something like that where you guys are introduced to the area. You know what kind of area we're going to be looking in and hiding in, right? And then it would basically be me walking along like I do in my videos, and it would be live, wouldn't it? Because if I see her on video, or I hear something, I'll be like, oh guys, I've just heard some branches over there being trodden on. Let's go and find her, you know. And it would be on video. Now, obviously, you watching it, it would be live to you, because you'd be thinking, well, this guy is looking for this girl, and much as it's set up, she's trying to hide and he's trying to find her, and essentially that's exciting to watch, in my opinion. There's a program called Missing on the mainstream TV, and that's just a bigger, better version of that. People go missing all around the country, and then these people use all the tools detectives have to trace them, right? You know, like phone masts and debit card use, all that sort of stuff. Of course, we won't have that, and it will be much more closer, smaller area. But I think it will imitate a missing person in a local area far more anyway, right? So the video will consist of me then searching, and it will consist of Sammy filming herself saying, look guys, I'm probably going to go, you know, if I was feeling like this, I'd go here. So let's look for somewhere really isolated and really high up where no one can find me, right? So you guys would be put in the shoes of the missing person, right? And again, yes, it's set up, yes, it's staged, but she's still a human being. She's still probably had a lot of these emotions herself, you know. We've both had difficult lives, I think, and we can both put ourselves in a situation where we have, at one point, wanted to go missing in life. I know I've been there myself many times, and I don't want to speak for her, but I'm sure she'd agree that, you know, many times she probably has as well. So when she says, oh, I'm going to go here, it's probably a very natural, a very real place that they would go to, right? So you'll see part of her video, and then it'll revert back to me looking. And at the same time, what I'll do is I will put together the footage so that part of it is me looking and talking on camera, and it will be genuinely searching, you know. And she may pop up, I may come across her at any point on that video, and other parts will be cinematic footage of the area with music to keep it watchable, to keep it, you know, to keep the mood and the vibe. I know different music will set different tones and different vibe for the video. So if there's a very sinister video where perhaps we're thinking, you know, somebody else is around the area, somebody else has done something to her, then the music and the footage of the cinematic clips will portray that. So it should get everybody's head into that mindset. A little bit like the real missing person videos we've been doing, where some of the music, unfortunately, has been quite depressing and quite low. And rightfully so. You know, it's not going to be a happy video when there's a real missing person, so you wouldn't have happy music, you know. So that's what the videos will be. There'll be a little bit of searching, a little bit of beautiful cinematic footage, scary areas probably, to be fair. As we're able to choose the areas, we're probably going to choose quite scary looking areas, quite dramatic areas, quite beautiful areas even, right? So that's just an idea we have, and it may start off as a little bit of a funny hide and seek YouTube video, but who knows, down the line it may build itself up to something that people love to tune in and watch, and many people get ideas from it as to how to find people when they do go missing, you know, because we could title the video missing person when it's murder, missing person when they're depressed, or, you know. And if people learn to know this series on YouTube, and it became a thing, you know, it became quite big, quite a high view count on them, right? Then when people go missing, it may be the go-to. They may say, look, that channel's got videos where they imitate this kind of missing person, and actually this exact area was done on that video, and the same kind of scenario was done. Let's go and watch that video and see what we can do. And then rather than us going there every single time to look for these missing people, because we can't, at the end of the day, we can't do everybody, all right? We can't go to every missing person in the country, and it would just be impossible, right? But if there's a video already been done in that exact area, and it's been done by people who are somewhat trusted by the public, that, you know, they kind of know what they're doing, they are pretty good, they are very thorough. I'm not bigging myself up to be some investigator or some person that is trained in finding people, but at the end of the day, finding a person is like finding anything. If they're lost, you look for that thing, right? And you don't leave no stone unturned. People are a moving object, or can be. So if they're not dead, if they're alive, it's very difficult to find somebody because they're moving. But essentially, if unfortunately they have passed away, they are the same as finding anything, if that makes sense, because you just need to look for them in areas where you think they may be. And yes, the country is a very big place, they could be anywhere, but if you're looking in local areas where they're more likely to be, and I think going by numbers and statistics, that missing people that are found dead are generally found within a certain mile radius, like not 1 mile, but like a certain proximity of where they went missing or where they live. That tells you that there's a higher chance you're going to find them in that area. Doesn't mean it will be easy. The latest case that I helped with, he was actually found in an area which was very close, and I think the police and myself, we'd both looked very close there, you know. But I feel like these videos may help people because we're going to try to make them so watchable, and I don't want to say entertaining, but entertaining, keep people hooked, keep people watching the video, keep it exciting, keep it beautiful, and meaning, then I think people that go missing and the families and the friends, it may help them in the future, because then essentially we can make a video whenever we want to, right? I could, if I want to, make a video like that 3 days a week. Yeah, it would be a lot of work, it'd be a lot of editing, it'd be a lot of on foot work, but I could not work and I could do 3 days a week, right? However, at the moment, with missing people, that's not possible, because each missing person video is completely different. So some get a lot of attention, some it may help a lot, others get very little, because that person's not very well known or it's not in the media. So if it makes sense to people that I won't be able to do a video whenever I want to on a missing real person, because essentially we, you know, if it was a perfect world, we wouldn't have any missing people, right? We wouldn't have any. So what we're going to do, well, this is just a proposition. What we're going to do is carry on doing missing people videos when and if they crop up, and do them more thoroughly. We could involve a drone, we could involve an FPV drone as well, if people know what that is. Right, that could be quite cool. That could cover far more ground. But what we're going to do on top of that, and again, it's just an idea, right? I want you guys to let me know what you think, is to do the missing person videos, set up, staged. And a lot of planning and thought will go behind it. It won't just be a case of, right, you go and run away for 10 minutes, you know, and then I'll come and find you. Although in simple terms, it will be that. But it will be far, far more in depth and far more detailed than that, believe me. But what it will enable us to do is it will enable us to do as many as we can physically do, right? Work schedule allowing, editing allowing, etc. But we can make as many of those as possible, meaning we can make it as very much helpful as possible, rather than relying on how much the mainstream media have reported on a certain missing person. Because essentially that's what determines how much attention these videos get. And when I say attention, I mean attention from the public to go out there and look, right? So my Mitchell Oakley videos got a fair bit of attention from local people, and a lot of local people then knew who he was and started to look for him, right? I had so many messages about him after the first few videos on that. But with Peter Baglin and other people who I've done videos on, no one really seemed to pay much attention, which is really sad. It's really upsetting. So I think doing a little bit of both, it could bring far more attention to the whole thing, right? And essentially that's the end goal here, is to bring more attention, more people to see what we're doing, more people to act. Yeah, let's say out of 10,000 people that see a video, maybe 1 or 2% of those people act on the video. So then they'll go out and look, or they'll tell their friends and say, oh, this person's missing from here, we had no idea. He was wearing, or she was wearing XYZ. Let's go and have a look down that dodgy lake. Remember down there? Let's go and have a look down there, right? It's 1 or 2%, let's say, for example. Whereas if 1 million people see that video, then that 1% is all of a sudden thousands of people, right? So you see where I'm going with this. The more attention the topic gets, the better. And I feel like that may be one way of doing it. And at the same time, it would also educate to a degree and sort of show people what could be looked for, you know. And we're not experts, and we're not portraying ourselves to be any better than the next person. But essentially, the way I am anyway is that when I do something, I literally give it 110%. Like I go all in, right? So when I used to be a powerlifter, I used to do powerlifting competitively around the world, right? I became one of the best doing that. And the reason is because I dedicated my life to doing that for like 13, 14 years, right? Literally eat, sleep, breathe, powerlifting. I had a job so I could do that sport. I lived where I lived so I could do that sport, and I literally dedicated my life to it. And that's what I'm like, you know. It's almost obsessiveness with ADHD. It can be a bad thing, sometimes it can be a good thing, but when it comes to doing positive stuff like these videos, I give it my 200%, right? So I do feel that in searching for people on video, I've become better at doing it, and I've become more clued up. And rather than working hard in the wrong areas, I try to work hard in the right areas, if that makes sense. And I've learned that from just doing so much of it, because although you guys see a lot of the videos I do, like the actual physical searching is far more than that. Like, you may see a half an hour video of me searching. That will have came from maybe an hour and a half of footage being edited down to half an hour. But that hour and a half of footage comes from maybe 6 hours of physical searching, right? Like, I'm not filming everything I do. I just film the stuff that I know is going to make a good video to watch. But the actual searching behind the scenes, I don't film all of that, because, you know, it'd be a 7-hour video. No one's going to watch a 7-hour video, right? It would be a waste of time, complete waste of time, and I wouldn't be able to search with a phone in my hand, right? Not properly. So I do feel like in the time I've spent doing it, I've improved, and I've learned what to look for, and where different people have been found, I've learned from that. So where the last person was tragically found, from now on, like, I'll focus on looking a lot closer to the area first, more thoroughly. So search that sort of main place, top to bottom, so you can categorically say they're not there, right? So yeah, I do feel like I've improved from that, and I do feel like Sammy as well, moving forward, she's very helpful to the cause, and she thinks of things that I don't, and I do feel like it would be a very positive thing to do. So guys, you've heard me rant on for like half an hour now on this topic. Let me know what you guys think about the idea. All right. And don't let a certain somebody on YouTube deter you from believing in me, believing in the cause. Not perfect. I've made mistakes and stuff, but it's old news now, and I just feel like people need to focus on what we're doing that's positive. If you're not going to focus on that, that's fine. You don't have to watch, you don't have to subscribe, you don't have to do anything. But essentially, the cause behind all of this is a positive one. We are trying to help find missing people, and it does come from the heart. You know, I'll be honest, like, part of it's from the heart. Part of it is the obsessiveness that if somebody's gone missing, it's almost like a challenge. You need to find them, you know. And that's when I start to dedicate like wholeheartedly to finding that person. And of course, part of it's making a video, you know. If part of it wasn't making a video, I wouldn't put it on YouTube at all. I would just go out there and look and not film anything, you know. But I feel like making a video helps the cause. It helps people to you know, recognize who's missing and where. Awareness, that's the word I'm looking for. It brings awareness. And I do enjoy making videos. I do enjoy editing videos. I don't enjoy editing videos at the moment because I'm doing it all on my phone. I don't enjoy that, right? But I enjoy the challenge of making the video, and I enjoy the final outcome of the video, and I enjoy posting the video and people feeding in the information they feed in and go, oh, that's jogged my memory, or this and that. That's the part that I enjoy from it. So take from that what you will, but to me, none of those things are negative, and it's definitely not purely done for revenue, because if you check out my views on YouTube, apart from the Nicola case, right, I don't get that many views. If you work out what 13,000 views is on a video, it's not a lot of money, guys. Like 13,000 views on a video, like at best might be 40 quid. And that's at best. That's if the RPM of the video is doing really well, right? You're looking more 20 quid, 30 quid. At best 40, as I say, right? That's like the petrol there. The car that I drive, you know, I'm taking a day off and I'm driving to the place. So I'm not... Why would I be doing it for views and revenue when I'm not making any money from it, right? It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, of course, the revenue helps. But it's not done for that reason, okay? So thanks for watching, everybody. Please drop your comments with ideas below, and Sammy will have some input on this if we decide to do it. We may well do a live stream together, and you guys can chip in and talk about it, and yeah, you can let us know what you think. So peace out, guys. Cheers. See you later.